We're going to make some sour cream and ricotta meatballs. And what you should do to make life easier is pre-measure everything. Look at your list, make sure it's all there, then you won't forget anything. Because how many times have you forgotten an item? Especially in baking, it's crucial that you be exact. In food, you could miss one or two items or add a little more of one or the other, it doesn't matter. So I'm using this ground beef, that's 1.5 pounds, and it's nice and fatty to make everything juicy and not healthy. But sometimes I gotta go this route. And we have everything here: ricotta cheese, sour cream, grated Romano cheese, pecorino Romano, panko breadcrumbs, pepper, oregano, basil, fresh garlic, fresh onions, salt. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a portion of the heavy cream into the egg and then spill it like I did all over the floor. So that's and into that mix I am going to put the panko breadcrumbs. Allow them to soak. So that's done. We mix that up. You can cook the onions and the garlic first if you want. I've done it both ways. But today I'm putting everything in there. Everything you see here is going to go into the meatball. I'm going to turn up the oven to about 450 degrees. Get a non-stick pan. Make the meatball with a scoop. Put it on a pan, brown them off, and then drop them into the sauce, which is homemade tomato sauce with heavy cream in it. And then just let them simmer for about an hour. So let's get started. What takes the longest is just lining everything up. The panko breadcrumbs are soaking in there to get soft. Let's just throw everything on top of the beef. And then after this, you're going to get your hands dirty by mixing this up. So just put everything into there. Into the homemade tomato sauce. I have a recipe for that, or you can make your own. It's better if you make your own. We're going to put the heavy cream. And this is going to be ready. So you can say in a way, it's similar to like a vodka sauce, without the vodka, but the flavor is going to be great. So now you have to take this meat. Okay, so everything is in here. You mix it up by hand. You can put it in the Cuisinart and pulse it. You could put it in the KitchenAid and use the dough hook or the flat paddle to do it. But you have to do it. So this will take a little bit of just working. I'm going to work this with my hands. I'm not in the mood to clean the machine later. To the sauce will be 1/4 cup of butter to make it even richer. So don't hold back on anything. And my pan, this is my pan that I'm going to use, a non-stick. I set the convection oven to 480. Give it a chance to get hot. As soon as it's hot, I'll take my large scoop because I'm going to be having this with some pasta for dinner. So this is I'll let you know in a second. I need my glasses to read the number. 18.8. It's exactly 1/2 cup. So that's the size the meatball is going to be. I like them just to look large on the plate. Other times I make them smaller depending on what the usage is. It's up to the individual, and if you like smaller meatballs, just make them smaller. We take this meat mix, measure it like so. Just work it a little bit. I put it on a pre-oiled pan, even though there's a lot of fat in the meat. I don't want it to stick, even though it's a non-stick pan. And then after I make all the balls, I'm going to throw them into the oven. It made 8 meatballs and a little baby one for me to taste. I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to let it brown and not even touch it. Nice brown, dark brown. And then put them into the sauce. That should take about 15 or 20 minutes. So it's been 15 minutes. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to leave them in there another 15. Feel that fat? I know it's very tasty. The more fat that comes out, the less fat will be in the sauce. So let's say it's going to be a half hour to roast those balls. Okay, the time is up for the meatballs. And there they are. And I'm going to take them and just put them on this rack for a few minutes so more grease comes off. And in a couple of minutes I will take them and put them in the sauce. Since I cooked them for a half hour, I'm only going to simmer them here for another half hour. And in the interim, I'm going to eat this one myself without the sauce. Get my water going. Just the right amount. Cover this up and let it simmer away for about a half hour. Well, the half hour is almost up and that's a pretty color. So I'm going to start my pasta right now so everything's done together. I'm going to have some spinach fettuccine to go with that. Don't forget to put salt in the water. Unless you don't want salt, then just don't put it. But if you're cooking for someone else and you want everything to taste good, you need salt in that water to give the pasta its own flavor all by itself. Then you know you did right. Well, we're all done. The pasta's done. And don't forget, never wash off the pasta. If you mess up your timing, you can always put the pasta in a bowl and put some olive oil. Wow, that looks good. Reminds me of seafood Newburg also. Color is very appetizing. And then I'll just top it off with a little more Pecorino Romano cheese. And I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. And I hope when you make it, you enjoy it also.